Come on in. Welcome to my coop. I always wanted to say that.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad. Doing no cap. Only God wants you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad. Baby, I'm bad.
Oh boy. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a cold morning, but the day has finally came. Good morning, girls. What happened to the back of your head? Someone get a hold of you, bud? That looks like blood to me. That's my uncle, and we're all just following each other, dogs and all. I'm getting it. I've been saying to you guys, I have a big surprise coming. Well, today's that day. I'm getting 4 to 5, I'm not quite sure exactly yet, but 4 to 5 new AYAM CEMANIS chicks. Yes. Hope you guys are as excited as I am about it. I'm stoked about it. I'm going to show you guys who are interested in possibly getting new chicks that's never done it before, on how to care for such young baby chickens. So, obviously, as you know, you would need a place to raise them, to get them going, when you first get them. Typically, from like the big box stores, like Tractor Supply, Rural King, something like that, they age range from a few days old to, depends on how long it takes for them to be able to sell the little chicks or whatever, they could be a couple weeks old. But in my particular situation, I am going to be getting a hold of, through a person I met. I helped them out because they had lost some hens to some predators, so I gave them a bunch of hardware cloth for their chicken run. Well, come to find out, they raise AYAM CEMANIS. They're really cool. They're all black. Like everything about the breed is black. I've wanted AYAM CEMANIS forever. This type of bedding here, you want the type of bedding that is unscented, just regular, medium-sized shavings. I mean, not the real tiny shavings, because you don't want them mistaking them as food. So what we're going to do is basically coat the bottom. You don't have to be super full, but you want to line the bottom all the way. And this is the exact tub I used to raise all my other ones. But yeah, you guys will know my third batch of chickens last summer, little chicks. I had a brooder outside because it was warm out, so they didn't need a heat lamp. Some people might be against that. They might think, oh, yes they did or whatever. Well, they're out there living just fine. My first 2 batches though, I did raise in this tote here with a heat lamp, which I'm going to do the same with these AYAM CEMANIS, these little baby chicks. When raising baby chicks, it's pretty fairly easy, but you just have to make sure you stay on top, make sure they have water. Another controversial thing is feed. So my very first batch of baby chicks, I got the medicated chicken feed for chicks, little baby chicks, and the starter feed they call it also. Well, when I got my second batches, I didn't use medicated feed. Now, Like I said, there's going to be controversy on that, I'm sure, because some people's going to be like, well, they can get respiratory, I think is it respiratory infections or something like that. I'm not no chicken expert by no means. But I'm telling you, the way I've done it, it's worked. All my chickens have made it to adulthood. I mean, and because this is all about getting started raising baby chicks. This method has worked for me. Got the bedding all lined up in there. It's pretty thick. I mean, it's not too thick, but it's enough to where it'd be comfortable for them. What I usually do is like to give them little perches and everything, is like put something, it could be almost anything for real. Like, I mean, anything laying around your house is maybe 4 inches tall or whatever. I would put in here so they can get up on top of it, you know, because they immediately start wanting to perch, you know, on things. Let them do chicken things. I've got their container ready. If you want to call it a little brooder, the little temporary brooder. I do not care for these guys, but that's just what I've used so far, and I just try to keep best eye on them as I possibly can. I was kind of wanting to show you guys, because from what I understand, they have several of them, like already fully grown AYAM CEMANIS, but I just wanted to give you guys that heads up that I'm not going to be able to take you guys with me. But as soon as I get back here with them, I'm turning the camera on, but I do want to make sure I get them in there as soon as possible. I'm going to take off and go get their starter feed, their medicated starter feed. I am going to go ahead and do that with these guys. I figure I'm going to just transport them in this little box here. And I've got a bunch of holes poked in it, so by the time they're in here, plus I have a little hand towel in there because it is cold out. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here and get going, guys, and I'll see you guys here in just a second. Okay, well, I told you guys as soon as I get back I'd show you. I want them jumping out. Little AYAM CEMANIS chicks. So let's move them into their new home because it is chilly out. I don't want them jumping out anyways. So I think I tried to do the best I could with trying to make sure I had some hens and a rooster, hopefully. But you know, I could end up with all roosters for all I know, or all hens. But I tried sexing their by their wing feathers. These guys were born on Wednesday. Today's Saturday, so they're about 3-4 days old. I got 5 of them. And that should be plenty warm enough for them. They were so cool, so cute. They were all fighting to get in the middle. I'm going to grab their food, and I'm going to go ahead and put water in here real fast. Give them a little bit of water. I've got a little mason jar of water, but I can't find it. I'm pretty stoked about this, so I really appreciate if you're watching this video. I won't mention your name, so I don't know if you want your name mentioned or not, but okay, so you want to take a chick to show them how the water is. You want to take a chick and then dip their beak in it so they know where the water is. You want to do it to each and every one of them. Just kind of dip their beak in it so they know which water is. Trying your best to keep track on which one knows. That you got all of them, you know. I'm pretty sure this little guy right here is the last one. You don't want to hold her beak down in it too long, you know, obviously. Just enough where, yeah, see how she's drinking the water she just got a hold of. They are so cool. But see, if you look at this one's wing right here sticking out, I guess the female's tail feathers, I guess, start like that's going to be a female. See how there's tail feathers in and there's tail feathers out. There's a couple of them in here that their combs look like there's a little bit more than the others. I'm hoping that means rooster, but obviously I'm not real, you know, super sure. Okay, I know what they want now. Okay, let's feed these little guys, give them some full bellies. Because I want to make sure to tell you guys, I don't want to tell you guys not to go with the medicated feed and something happened to your babies. So I went ahead and did the medicated feed myself. I've got a feed store right around the corner that she sells them about 50-pound bags, but like I told her, I know I won't be having them on medicated feed their whole for long. So she hooked me up with a 10-pound bag instead. Alright, you need to snap back in there, bud. There you go. So, got the medicated feed ready for them. Let's go in here and see if we can get them to show them where their feed is. They're still doing pretty good. Okay, you want to try to eat that? Very gentle. She called me and said, one of these guys, that's the white belly, I bet, right there. She said one ended up with a white belly, and she was as nice, showing where the water is again, which I think they've been messing with it because there's some shavings, a little bit of shavings in the water. That's good. They look pretty healthy. Let's see if it finds out where food is. Wow, that one's smart. They're so cute. Maybe if they see the one eat. There we go. There we go. They're like, hey, what you got going on over there? You know there is all these openings going on over here, guys. You want to make sure you check them for pasty butt as well. Just check the rear end, make sure they're using the bathroom fine. So make sure they're using the bathroom fine. They call it pasty butt. Yeah, this one right here I believe is the white belly. Yes. So they called me back and they were nice enough to tell me about that because they know exactly where their food's at now. So they are actually letting me either keep that one or take that one back, him or her, or whatever it is, and they're gonna give me two. They're gonna give me two of them, two more. Give me two, and it's like, wow, that's really nice of them, you know. So those two have found their food. So actually tomorrow I'm gonna go pick up two more. I'm gonna end up having seven of these guys. But from what I understand, they're pretty much pure AYAM CEMANIS. But there is little, like, I guess from how he said it, like little imperfections. So they're not like top of the line AYAM CEMANIS. But I saw their rooster. Well, they got two of them, and looks all AYAM CEMANI to me. Beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. So they're eating good. These guys are wanting to eat. Here, come over here and eat this. Eat that. Eat that stuff. Eat that stuff, not the shavings. And I know a lot of people too will put like newspaper down instead of shavings. I've always used shavings. You just don't want to use the teeny tiny shavings. But they look like they're getting along very well, doing really pretty good. That's what I want right there, for them to see them eating. Here, sweetheart. Here, look. 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 Right there. You try to eat. Don't be scared. You guys try to eat. Yeah, now they're starting getting it now. It's really not too difficult to raise chicks. I mean, if you do the proper, take the proper measures, have the right heat, which I'm not a fan of the heat lamp. Not a fan of it. There is modern day technology for heating nowadays, but you just got to make sure, try your best to make sure that these are, they're well placed to where they're not going to fall or, I always keep a constant eye on these things. Like, they make me nervous. But yeah, I really definitely hope, because like this one right here has a little comb on it. And I know that doesn't mean nothing, but there is a couple of them, because she said that's how she was able to call out her roosters. In fact, this guy here eating like crazy has a little tiny little comb. And I said, I know females have combs too. I guess from what she understands though, and what she gathers is that males can potentially. What's going on with you over here? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you getting food? Are you getting food and eating? They always scare me when they lay down like that because they look like they're dead. But yeah, for the most part, they're pretty easy. Chicks are pretty easy to raise. But when when you have one pass or come in, we've had that happen. I've had it happen where I've bought some and there was one batch I lost 2 or 3 of them, and it's like it just happens. This depends on their traits and how they're doing, eating and drinking, and so far I think all of them except for this little guy over here seems like isn't really wanting to eat just this minute. Yeah, I just want to keep an eye too on them using the bathroom. Make sure they're able to use the bathroom because they don't want to get them bound up. So we got some new family members on the farm. This is a big deal. It's pretty cool. Like I said, I've always wanted AYAM CEMANIS. I've always wanted them ever since I had found out about them. Ever since then, it's like, man, how cool would that be? Having a all black chicken, especially the rooster, running around the backyard. I mean, I do have my Midnight Majesties, which they're gorgeous, gorgeous. Black with the turquoise and goldish little colors. Gorgeous birds. But it's these all blacks. I mean, I love all black anyway. I mean, that's just me. I don't know. I mean, I just love the all black like that. So anyway, I hope you guys like the new additions. Let me know what you guys think below. They're all going to town eating now. So they seem like they're doing pretty well. But don't get stuck inside the feeder, guys. She did not have a actual little mason jar of water. Didn't even have a little water. So for now, we're going to use that water, and I'll keep track, making sure that, let's get those shavings out of there. I'll keep track, making sure they've got water. But yeah, they're going to town on that food, that's for sure. So they're liking that food. But they'll be in here with me for probably, maybe, I'm trying to remember how long the last ones were. It all depends on the weather too. And plus, I got to make sure these guys are going to be able to handle their own with the others. Yeah, be careful, don't get stuck in there. Oh yeah, they're loving that food. They're loving that food. I mean, all chicks are cute, but little AYAM CEMANIS. Oh yeah, they're moving around really well. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Getting some energy. Careful, you're gonna fall in your water. Okay. No, you want to fall asleep. Did you get full belly? You guys get full belly? But yeah, when they sleep, they sleep so funny. That's like, oh man, you think the worst, and then it's like you just tap them and boop, they just get right back up. Usually, like I said, you have those mishaps. I mean, who knows what can happen? Yeah, they're falling asleep. Look at those 2 back there. They're literally just falling asleep. I still got to let the dogs in, and in fact, you know what, you guys want to come along with me for that? Because the dogs, they're going to wonder what's going on with them, and I've got to get on them, because they're going to scare the living crap out of them. Oh, they saw me. They saw me. Yeah, they want to know what's going on. Well, there's old Rhodey. Be nice, guys. Ruger, Riley. Hey, puppies, look. Look. Be easy. Be nice. Good puppies. Have almost all black dogs and all black chickens. I don't know, you guys want to go back out already? I'm not going out. Okay. For you guys that are new, you know, when it comes to chickens, like I don't know why he's laying with his head down like that. I mean, hopefully he's okay. I can see him breathing. Yeah, see, he's fine. They lay so, like, it just makes you think, oh no. You know, but I mean, like I said, there again, right now they're doing great. I've seen them do like that, where they do great, and in an hour they pass, or over the night they pass. You know, and that's like, it always sucks, but it's just like, that's just a part of it. I mean, you just don't know. These guys were literally born on Wednesday. That was great. You know, they tried calling me, but I left my phone out in the truck because I was wanting to get them in here immediately underneath the heat lamp. Because remember, today's only in the 30s here in Indiana. This weather is crazy. You know, we had 70, like what, 2 or 3 70-degree days just a week ago, and here we are in the 30s as a high again. But for them to call me, and then, you know, they texted me right it because I wasn't able to answer, and they're like, hey, you know, just want to let you know, you got, I guess, this random one that has a white belly on it, which makes me kind of want to keep it now, because it's like, almost kind of like, maybe like a kind of special one, you know what I mean? And so I don't know, and they said I can come back tomorrow and get 2 more. That's great. That's just awesome. People like that are awesome. But that just kind of shows you that in this world we live in today, that there's still people out there that are honest and trustworthy, giving people. You know what I mean? Like, basically, because I had given them the hardware cloth, because they, from what I understand, had lost like a few, 4 or 5 of their hens, I believe, at the time, last summer into fall, and I had held on to it for them, because usually I just don't hold on to stuff because people won't show. You know, they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm on my way, and they never show. So it's like, I was going to give, you know, the hardware cloth to them for free anyway, but I just didn't want to hold on to it, because, you know, having hardware cloth laying around, you get cut. I mean, I got animals running, the dogs running around. In fact, as we speak, we're trying to give it a sister. And she didn't even fight it, so I'm guessing she's fixed, so ain't got to worry about that, but still weird. But she's just like what, Dad? She's like, what, Dad? I ain't doing nothing. Chicks are not hard to raise. And like I said, just be kind of like aware that, you know, when you get a batch of chicks or whatever, there's always that possibility of one, you know, not making it. I mean, it goes as far as every one of them not making it. Usually when something like that happens, though, that means there's something going around, you know, disease-wise or something like that if you lose them all. So just go for it, guys. I mean, just make sure you get yourself a heat source. And like I said, they got modern things out there now where it's not so dangerous like these heat lamps. Well, these heat lamps are dangerous. Get you a heat source. They're cheap though. Chickens are cheap. I mean, if you go for the, you know, the regular breed chickens, you know, a little food thing, which technically, I mean, I'm just being straight up honest with you guys, you could use a little Tupperware. As long as they can get to it, they'll eat out of the Tupperware. It ain't got to be nothing fancy. It could be something like this. As long as they can get to it, it could be something like that. I mean, same thing for the water. I mean, as long as they can't drown themselves, you know what I mean? Don't put so much water where they can drown themselves. You know, which that's pretty much common sense there. You guys would know that. And some kind of bedding. You know, if you want to use newspaper for a while or whatever, make sure you have plenty of newspaper. I mean, it's definitely going to It's going to accumulate, when especially the more they get older. They don't tend to use the bathroom a whole lot when they're this age here, when they're this new. But that's why another thing too, how they get pasty butt, because they get bound up a little bit when they finally use the bathroom. Well, it don't actually all come out, and it can harden up and basically block their anal region where they need to use the restroom, and cause them to pass. It causes them to die. So don't want that. If you notice, I have the heat lamp on a side. See how I have it on the side of the bin? That way they can go, and if say it gets too warm, they can actually get away from the heat a little bit. So that's kind of important. Make sure they have room to get away from the heat. You can also judge too how far down or up you need the heat lamp by watching what they do, how far away they go. If they go pretty far away from that heat lamp, you've got that heat lamp way too low. So just adjust it a little bit, bring it up a tad, and you'll notice maybe they'll come a little bit closer. I think I've got the right height now. One's eating again. But yeah, I'm thinking I have the right heat setting now. Because if they didn't, they'd come over here. They would come over here if they were too hot. You don't want that. But as long as, like I said, they can come over here if they get cold and get right up underneath it, and they can work their way over here, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not a fan, like I said, I'm not a fan of those heat lamps. But they are, like I said, they are cheap. And the other thing is get you, if you do the heat lamp, get you a spare, if not 2 spare bulbs. Because there was one time last year where we lost a couple. Well, the heat lamp shut off. The bulb went out. Didn't have no bulb or anything, and here we are about to lose more. This is when the ex was around. That's why I said we. So she had to run out real fast to go grab a couple. I live out here in the country, so it's like, don't have anything real close by, like a Rural King real close by, just to run real fast to grab a heat lamp, bulb or whatever, Grab yourself an extra couple bulbs. About their feed, I'm going to tell you guys to go with medicated. The next question, I'm not sure on this one, so if you guys who are watching this know, I was curious. So my adults outside, because I almost bought a 50-pound bag of that medicated feed, but I just know I'm not going to feed my chicks the whole time medicated feed. I'm not going to. I'll probably go through this 10 pounds, and after that, just switch them over to regular feed. Can adult chickens that have been eating regular feed as well, can you mix, like, say, medicated feed with it? Put that in the comments below for myself, and also maybe anybody watching this that are curious themselves. And like I said, this time around, the main reason why I got the medicated feed was for you guys, because I do not want you guys like, well, Jason said about the medicated feed, but don't worry about it, and I lost my chicks. So I don't want to do that. Go with the medicated feed. Do your research. I'm just a country guy raising some chickens. Naturally born city boy. But being out here in the country, it's a whole different world. And I thought, I'm going to go and get some chickens. And I grew up around them. I really enjoyed having them. And anyway, I'm going to keep an eye on them. They should be good. There's a couple of them that are chirping now. I'm going to let them kind of relax, especially for the dogs come back in. Let them get a nap in. I think it's going to be okay. But I'll let you guys see tomorrow too when I get the other 2. They said tomorrow at any time I can go there and grab 2 more on the house. And by the way, I said, if you're watching this, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. But I'm going to sign out now, guys. I'll see you soon. Okay, guys. Well, we got the final 2. I grabbed these. These were just born 2 days ago. So I went ahead and just grabbed these. But let's get these guys in the heat lamp. Okay. You guys are nice and warm still. That's good. You guys are littler. They're so much littler. Let's show them where the water is. Remember, you want to show them where the water is. and show them where their food is. Oh, oh, you don't want to fall over, baby. Don't fall over, baby. It's crazy how much size difference. These two right here, the new guys, obviously. And these guys were just born a couple days prior than these two guys. Let's be nice to him. Be nice to him now. He's just trying to warm up. Okay, yeah. After this, guys, stop me. No more. No more. That's enough. That's enough chickies for me. I just literally, as I was bringing these guys home, there's some people sitting in my driveway wanting more eggs. They bought all those eggs worth. They wanted to put them in a bag. They wanted to put them in a bag to leave me the cards, which was awfully nice of them. I was like, look, I want you guys' eggs breaking on you. Like, no, it's okay. I'm like, that's all right. Okay. Another good day on the homestead. Look at him going nuts over there like, is that one of my chickens? Yes. Do you guys see over there that chicken? Next door over there, Penguin. Maybe 2 or 3 nights ago, Penguin, I noticed I was counting 14. Like, where is the 15th one? I realized it was Penguin. While she was on the other side of the barn at night, just laying there. Luckily, she didn't run from me. And then the night prior to that, a friend of mine was over here. While she went to leave, she said, I just saw a fox right out front of your driveway. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. She's like, I just saw a fox right outside your driveway there eating something. And I'm like, oh, great. So I go out to the coop. Sure enough, only 14. And I'm like, which one am I missing? Which one am I missing? Realized I was missing Hennifer. Could not find her. I was like, man, my first loss. Because Forrest, that's why I named the fox. Forrest, he knows they're here. He knows they're here. I don't know how many times, I haven't told you guys every single time, how many times that fox has walked on my front porch. He knows they're here. I mean, because they walk across the house, you guys know that. And all it's going to take, I think, is for him to get a hold of one of those guys and be like, delicious, right? And he's just going to fight and fight and fight to try to get a hold of my hens. So, anyway, with Hennifer, I walked out there immediately as soon as she had called me and told me as she was leaving. It was dark out. And with a flashlight, went out there and looked, and I didn't see any remnants or evidence of anything, And it's like, man, I gotta look around and at least see to confirm that she's gone. So I walked out the front door, walked around my house, and my trigger's lights come on, and I noticed a little white thing laying there between the barn and the outside of the fence. I'm like, oh no. I was like, did Forrest get one and kill another one? So I walked out there, and sure enough, she was alive. She was just fine. And she was in shock, I think. I mean, just for the fact of being outside in the dark, because I realized I noticed they freeze up. When it's dark out and they have no place to go, they'll freeze up, they'll just lay there. I walked all the way up to her. She did not bother getting up or anything. Let me bend over and pick her up. We had a little heart-to-heart. I'm just kidding, because you can't really talk to chickens, but I do anyway. Took her back to the coop, and so far, it's been good. But, yeah, so that was a scare for me. Because, like I said, I would say at least every other day, if not every couple days, Forrest is on my cameras out front. And I haven't really caught him on the other cameras. I've not caught him inside the yard on the cameras. I'm not saying he hasn't been, because they're very elusive. Now, Forrest, on the other hand, I don't think he really cares. I think he's gotten so comfortable, like I've said before, that I don't think he senses any danger of his presence. You know, like that his presence is going to cause himself danger. I don't think he feels that at all, at all. But anyway, so I talked to these guys a little bit more about the baby chicks, and I'll show you guys again because I know you guys are. This is the main. Oh, they're eating except for the two little ones, which they're probably hopefully just sleeping. See how they sleep? Like that freaks me out, the way they lay and sleep. Like I have to touch them to see. Okay. Yeah, see how they pop right up? But I talked to them a little bit more about these guys. And okay, so what the deal is they're purebred AYAM CEMANIS, but they don't have like papers on. So basically it's like if you have a dog or something that is on, for example, my Rottweilers. Say you have Rottweilers that are purebred, but you don't have papers on them. That's basically the same thing here. That they just don't have the paperwork showing, hey, these are purebred AYAM CEMANIS. But they were being honest, you know, like I said, they got them through a friend. They got the eggs from a friend of theirs that has AYAM CEMANIS. And they were like, look, they're not show quality AYAM CEMANIS, you know, but they are purebred AYAM CEMANIS. You can definitely tell which ones the new ones are compared to just a couple days difference there. But they're tired. The gentleman who I got these from and his wife, I'm not going to disclose their names because they asked for their names not to be disclosed, so I'm going to respect that. He's talking about how supposedly you can take an AYAM CEMANI rooster and breed it with another certain type of breed that I happen to have. He said that he wasn't sure which one exactly it was, but he named two different breeds. I have both those breeds, and I will disclose this information on a later date, obviously when those guys get a little bit older, because he said something about supposedly you can get an all silver rooster. Now I'm not sure if you guys know anything about that. Put it in the comments below. I'm very interested. I say rooster, I meant chicken, but yeah, you get an all silver chicken. I'm like, wow, that'd be crazy. But guys, I hope you guys got some out of this video. I tried to give as much information that I know of about raising and beginning with starter chicks. You know, I figure I'd kill two birds with one stone. That did not sound right. Kill two birds. You know what I mean, though. I figure I would just knock out two things at once. Show people who might be interested in raising and starting to, you know, get brand new chicks. And at the same time, showing you guys the ones who are following me. And by the way, the ones that aren't following me, if you guys would like to subscribe and give me a thumbs up, if you guys like the video, if you guys feel like this was informational, to maybe help you guys and encourage you guys, go get some chicks. Like I said, they're not difficult to raise. You're always going to have mishaps, that's for sure. It doesn't always mean it's your fault though. So if you guys go get baby chicks and lose a couple or whatever, the more chicks you get, like I said, the higher the odds are that you're going to lose more than just one. You know what I mean? That's just how it works. You know, you do get lucky. You know, like my first batch, I didn't lose any, but I just got 8. You know, but I mean, but then there was another batch. I believe it was like the second batch I had gotten. There was like 6 of them, lost like 2 of them. So it's hit or miss. Don't blame yourself. If you know you're keeping them good and warm, you're keeping an eye on them, making sure they're eating and drinking and everything, there's not a whole lot more else you can do. So like, I mean, I've been keeping an eye on these guys. Right now they're wanting to sack out, but yeah, if you guys know you're doing all those things, you guys are doing the best you can. I would go ahead and get medicated feed. Just go by the book on it. Go by the book on this one. You know, at least the first batch. You know, and you might realize, hey, this ain't that big of a deal. You know, it's not that bad. You know, and some people might comment below, totally disagreeing with me about the medicated feed. I'm not going to argue with you back because you guys are probably right. But there's always, you know how there's always the right way of doing something, and there's also ways of doing stuff that you still get the same outcome. Yeah, that's not just with chicks, that's with life, period. I mean, that's if you put something together, or the way you raise your children. I mean, there's to people the right way, and to other people the way that, hey, this is how I'm doing it, but I still get the same results. That's what I'm meaning by this. So I would go with the medicated feed, just to be on the safe side, because I don't want you guys to lose any more chicks than you would have to. And let me know, though, in the comments below what you guys think about this video. If you guys enjoyed it, if it was informative. I wish I could have took you guys along for the ride. But yes, I did ask them if they care to be on camera, and they have a little 1-year-old, and they just asked for now not to be. And I asked about even just like I don't know, I was just trying to kind of invite them on the channel, but they just weren't ready. You know, I mean, they're just a family. You know, they're a family, and they just do this kind of like for a hobby. You know, with these AYAM CEMANIS and everything. And I could tell they really love chickens. I could tell they love their chickens. They're like their pets. You know, it's not like, I don't know them super well to the point where I can make assumptions. But I will say, I don't think it's one of those things where, oh, okay, yeah, you know, that next week, dear, I'm going to go out and, you know, process this chicken. I could be totally wrong. I mean, I don't know them that well. I'd like to get to know them better, because they are very, very nice people. Like I said, after I got the 5, they did not have to call me and tell me, hey, you got a hold of a white belly one, you know, which is just you know, if you want to even call it a defect, I don't care. That's why I kept them. I was like, you know what, I'll keep old Willie. That's just my name right now, just to kind of distinguish the both. If you guys have a funnier, cuter name, put it in the comments below for old white belly. Right now my brain just kind of like scattered. Not really thinking of names at the moment. It usually just comes to me, you know. But as for right now, Willie just came to me. So that's why I'm going to refer to white belly as Willie. And yeah, just give me a thumbs up if you guys liked the video. The newcomers, thank you so much for watching the video. Give me a thumbs up if it's informational for you guys. If you guys think this is something you guys would like to watch. You know, watch these guys grow up. Watch as I decide to move them up a level. When I say I mean like taking them off the heat lamp, taking them here soon, I'm going to say like a week or 2, out to the barn and plugging the heat lamp out there. If you guys would like to see that kind of stuff, the process of me integrating them with the older chickens, that's the most nerve-wracking, in my opinion, that's the most nerve-wracking process. Because like I said, the older ones, they do not tolerate newcomers. Like, they just do not. It's not until those guys, chicks in general, get to almost their size where they can say, okay, they're getting big now, they're not going to be so easy just to punk on. But that's the most nerve-wracking part for me. That's the most, when I get nervous about doing this, it is that. That is exactly it. It's like, how am I going to do with those guys integrating with my existing flock? So if you guys want to stick around to see all those processes, it'll be on this channel. Subscribe. And I would love to have you guys. Say hello in the comments below. I try to interact with as many people as I possibly can. Even with the negative, if you look back, even with the negative comments, you know, I interact with. I mean, I don't care. It don't bother me. I mean, everyone wants to criticize, you know, well, not everyone, but obviously, because I have such a great following. You guys are great. But no, I don't argue with them. That's just not me. It's not worth my time to argue with them. But I'll just say thanks for watching. You know, I appreciate your input on it. You know, everybody has an opinion like they have buttholes. But anyway, I do have to get off here, guys. I've got more work out in the barn to do. That's another thing. If you guys happen to like building, making things, that's on this channel as well. There is more of the farming side of the chickens than what the building side. So if that's something you guys are interested in, follow me. But anyway, I'm gonna jump off here, guys. I love you all. Peace out, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium stadium packed. Born a